Good evening. Lou Richards has passed away peacefully at his Windsor nursing home at the age of 94. Family and football friends are tonight remembering the Collingwood Premiership captain whose cheek and wit saw him become an even bigger star on radio and television. Tony Jones compiled this tribute.
Lou made his last live television appearance almost 6 years ago. And while it was apparent age had caught up with Lou, his mind was as sharp as ever.
Money's not the most important thing in your life.
Oh, yeah, what is?
I can't think of anything else that is important, but that is not bad.
It might just be that Lou is best remembered for his sheer showmanship. He long harboured an ambition to be a song and dance man, regardless of the fact he excelled in neither.
Give my regards to old Broadway and tell them I'll be there around one time.
It was through football, though, that Lou Richards became a household name. And it was no accident that he would pull on the famous Collingwood jumper. He was born into football royalty. He and younger brother Ron were third-generation Magpies, continuing a dynasty started by his grandfather, Charlie Panham.
I was a champion. But I could play, and I suppose it was hereditary in the family, because his grandfather played and his two sons played.
Although Lou's father drowned on Lou's 21st birthday, his mother lived until 96.
I love you very much. And I'm proud of you.
Hardly a Collingwood six-footer, Lou, at 5'5.5", was always going to be a rover. His skill matched only by his cheek, and that cheek was to become his trademark.
You'd never get as good as that, Sam. I tell you what, you've tried bloody hard in your life too.
Although his media career largely overshadowed what he achieved on the football field, Lou's record as a player quite rightly sits him alongside other football greats in the AFL's Hall of Fame. He played 250 games for his beloved Pies. His 423 goals put him top of the club's goal kicking on 3 occasions. The pinnacle of his career came in 1953 when he captained Collingwood to a premiership. No lucrative endorsements in those days. There wasn't even a premiership cup, but it did pay to be on the right side of colourful businessman John Wren.
We're just ready to go in the rooms. And when I get inside, there's John Wren. And he said, "Young Richards." And I said, "Yes, Mr. Wren." He said, "How much did I give you last week?" I said, £1 note, sir. I called him sir, because, you know. And he said, "I made a mistake." Put his hand in his pocket and pulled out a big white note and gave me 20 quid.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I said to him, being a decent boy, I said, "Would you like your £1 note back?"
Black and white to his bootlaces, it was Lou who officially buried the dreaded collywobbles when Collingwood finally broke their premiership drought in 1990.
I invented the collywobbles and today I buried them. The collywobbles are 12 feet under and they'll never rise again at Victoria Park.
Lou also represented Victoria in 3 games and was honoured with the captaincy of the Greek Team of the Century, recognition of his Greek heritage. Indeed, there's been much in the way of recognition for Lou. 2 years ago, Collingwood unveiled a statue in his honour.
I don't think that I'd be so famous, but you've done a marvellous job here at this club. And to do this for me is unbelievable. I'm honoured, really.
But if there was anything Lou loved more than his football and his growing fame, it was his growing family. In 1948, he married Edna. Theirs was a partnership which lasted for 6 decades.
I had my eye on a tall, dark, handsome man, but Lou was so persistent I ended up marrying him.
Whether it be running their pubs or testing Lou with his numbers prior to broadcasting games, Edna was there for him. She was the butt of his jokes, but through it all, she was his rock.
She's a wonderful woman and a fantastic wife to me, and a great businesswoman. And I miss her. She's good to the kids love her. That's a good sign too.
The couple had 2 daughters, Kim and Nicole. Life was pretty good for Lou and Edna. They were very much A-listers. Power lunches and red carpets were the norm, but not once did they take it for granted. Sadly, Edna's final years were spent battling Alzheimer's. It was on the 8th of March 2008 that Lou lost his best friend.
I used to sit there every day with her for about an hour at least. And then I said goodbye, and then she gave me a kiss, and that's it. It just happens.
With Edna no longer there to encourage and critique, Lou continued with his media career, a career which goes back to the late 50s when newspaper and radio bosses saw the true value in him. Generations of football fans paying the price of not putting their tips in by copping Lou's. His columns in the Sun newspaper would become legendary. The kiss of death.
We've got to get a nickname for this. And I said, well, I don't know what's coming. I said, there was a picture on not so long ago called Victor Mature was in it. He was the kiss of death. He was a gangster. I said, it's not a bad name, the kiss of death. That's how it started.
Lou dared to be different, and those dares were to become as iconic as the man himself.
Can you hold the bucket for me, will you?
Can you get this bit you missed here?
Yeah, where?
Just,
Whether it be cutting Teddy Whitten's lawn with nail clippers, rowing Geelong's Billy Goggin across the Barwon in a bathtub, piggybacking Big Mick Nolan through North Melbourne, cleaning the Collingwood Town Hall with a toothbrush, or playing the Joker in Lygon Street, Lou and us loved every moment. Then there was television, and Lou took to it instantly.
What's my name?
dirty boy.
To this day, World of Sport is a television institution. Sundays just weren't Sundays without the likes of Lou, Jack and Bob. It was a circus, and Ron Casey was very much the ringmaster.
Yes, it is. I obviously need makeup very badly.
If Sundays were a labour of love for Lou, so too were Saturdays when he'd don the headphones to call the match of the day. As callers go, Lou is still right up there with the best. The very, very best.
He's hit it and broke the point post. Oh, talk about a he-man. How was that? He split it right down in half. A fantastic effort by Lee Matthews.
World of Sport and the Saturday footy all came to an end for Lou when Channel 7 lost the footy rights in 1986. But there was still plenty of life left in Lou, and thankfully he accepted an offer from Channel 9. There was barely a show that Lou didn't appear on. The Today Show, Midday Show, 9 News, and of course Wide World of Sports, where he teamed up with Max Walker.
Louie, what are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Picking strawberries.
In latter years, Lou maintained his media presence through the Sunday footy show's handball segment.
Time for Louie's handball.
Well done, Bill. I just got to think of something.
You got a gag.
I've got a gag, but I can't remember the punchline at the moment. I've got to think for.
But it was soon to become apparent that retirement was finally beckoning. But Melbourne simply couldn't let go.
Lewis Charles Thomas Richards.
He was King of Moomba, was bestowed an MBE and given the keys to the city by Lord Mayor Robert Doyle, who, in turn, received some free advice from Lou.
You're doing well for yourself. Thank you. And keep your hands out the till, that's the most important thing.
I'll remember that. Thanks, very useful.
Well, you can put your hand in there, but you don't get caught.
The one honour not afforded Lou, however, was elevation to legend status in the AFL's Hall of Fame. The criteria apparently didn't allow for it. His passing will certainly reignite debate as to just why. But what can't be denied is the contribution Lou made to the game, especially post-playing career. Lou taught us that football doesn't have to be so serious. We can actually have a laugh.
How you going, Lou?
Not too good, Eddie.
What's wrong,
I'm having
mate?
a bit of bad luck. Someone stole my wife's credit cards.
You're kidding. Did you report it to the police?
No, I didn't, because the guy that stole them is spending less money than she does.
While there are so many today mourning the loss of the man simply known as Louie the Lip, there's plenty of old-timers up there ready to rekindle their mateship. Jack, Bob, Ron and Bill among them. None waiting so eagerly, though, than his best mate. Tony Jones, 9 News.
And Tony Jones joins me now live. Tony, he was a special person, wasn't he?
Oh, he was beautiful, there's no doubt about that, Pete, and I'll have more to say about the Lou that I was lucky enough to know very shortly. But there are many tributes flowing in tonight. Clint Stanaway, he's at the Lou Richard statue at Olympic Park, and Clint, he did touch so many people, didn't he?
Oh, he did, Tony. Good evening to you. As you know, he was a Collingwood champion that was universally loved, and I think that in itself says so much about Louie Richards, the man. And here tonight, there's his statue behind me. It's all bright, it's lit up, it's looming large over his special, his club here, the Collingwood Football Club, where I guess so many Collingwood fans, football fans, and Melburnians in general will come in the coming days just to say one very special thank you to Lou Richards. As you mentioned, those tributes have been rolling in thick and fast since news of his passing reached us early this afternoon. Let's hear first from the Collingwood president, Eddie Maguire.
He was a giant of our game, born in the shadows of Victoria Park. His family played over 900 games and represented Collingwood in 8 premiership sides, but also what he did with entertainment for football and sport. Lou Richards is a person who could be in the Logies Hall of Fame, the AFL Hall of Fame, the Collingwood Hall of Fame, the Publicans Hall of Fame. He's just an amazing man, and what a life he led.
Yeah, it is sad. I mean, he was and remains the iconic figure, I think, in the football media. We all owe him the greatest debt. What we do today and in various forms started with him.
Every footballer should come and lay a wreath in front of Lou Richards' statue today, because he was the man who brought entertainment, sport, and the whole understanding of how big football could be to Australian rules football. Lou Richards is just a legend of the game.
No official announcements yet as to tributes at this weekend's matches. We know the Collingwood Football Club is playing away this weekend. They're facing GWS. Eddie did say in that media conference a short time ago the club will, of course, be wearing black armbands. In terms of the AFL, Gillan McLachlan spoke a short time ago.
He was a media star and a pioneer in this industry. He's made a career in media an option for so many players subsequently. He promoted our game in a way that hadn't been done before. A gentleman, someone who everyone revered and loved. He'll be sadly missed.
Sadly missed indeed, and as Collingwood's reserves train under lights here at Olympic Park behind me tonight, Tony, there is a giant reminder of Lou Richards beamed onto the TV screens here, the giant plasma screens. It's very simple. All it reads is Vale Lou Richards. There's no doubt he will be looking down fondly on his beloved Magpies this weekend. It's back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Clint Stanaway. Can I just add to the tributes by saying I was so really lucky to be in the company of Lou Richards for the past 30 years, and I make no bones about the fact I loved him. I saw him about a month ago for his 94th birthday, and while, look, it might not have been the Lou that we grew up with, there was still that twinkle in the eye and there was still some of that cheek that he was renowned for. And, you know, despite all his successes, he never put on any airs and graces when he was in elite company. For a kid that was born and bred in Collingwood, I suppose, he was more than comfortable in the presence of prime ministers, royalty, even Hollywood movie stars. He loved George Burns. But he never felt any more at ease than when he was in the company of his family. Lou and Edna, as you know, were joined at the hip. And he had the most wonderful relationship with his daughters, their husbands, his grandchildren, and in more recent years, he was blessed with his great-grandchildren. So from all of us here at 9 News, our thoughts are certainly with the family. Indeed, we'll all go through some mourning process, I suppose, because Lou Richards has always been there. There's the pranks, the kiss of death, the gags. He didn't need the AFL to ordain him as a legend of the game. We know that he's been that for the best part of a century, and few have done more for the game than Lou Richards. We owe him a huge, huge thank you. And can I personally say, thank you, Lou. Thank you for trying to mould me into a better person. I hope I haven't let you down, but more importantly, thank you, Lou, for being my friend. I'm going to miss you. Pete.
Thank you, Tony. Well said. Well, now...